Hello, my name is Dr. Kramer and welcome to NAUR channel. Today I am going to talk about solutions for homelessness. Solution number one, we need to incorporate cryptocurrency, where on the right hand side we have all of the money that is generated for the IRS, the government, and all of those taxes can supersede here. And on this side would be another cryptocurrency where my thumbs are connected, where these two will intertwine with each other, where American people, one, do not have to pay property tax. They do not have to pay health care. They don't have to pay any of that. And that will help alleviate some of the financial straits that people are having today. That's one problem. The second problem is the cost of living is higher. Rent is higher. So people who are making $15, $7, or $8 an hour cannot afford living in an apartment or their current home. If their home is paid for and they do not pay their taxes, property tax, and they do go up and your salary don't go up, or if it goes up, this is double before this guy goes to that level. So that is another problem. And everyone says it's not my problem. I was homeless for a little bit of time, and then I got back into the workforce. And I'm happy that you're out of homelessness. But sadly, if we don't get it right this time, we will all be homeless in time. If you don't believe me, you can just blindly not even listen to this video and look for solutions, because it will happen. I hope it don't, but it's not a matter of if. It is a matter of when. When the recession comes, when this happens, you can see every day people are becoming more and more homeless. Why is that? Like I said just a moment ago, cost of living is higher than the cost of salaries. If you implemented cryptocurrency on one hand side, where we have the IRS, the government, and all of that, can put America out of deficit. And then the second one is where this guy connects to the one where the IRS gets all of that, can plug into here, where the American people do not have to pay property tax, the IRS, or any of those fees and medical cost, because you have this standalone here is regurgitating itself, and over here on this area. That will help with one problem. The second issue is that people in these areas, officials, number one is that there are 20,000 empty buildings in Los Angeles right now that are not even being used. They're just sitting there. Why not incorporate solar energy and create apartment? And the people that are on the streets that are homeless, you could create an apartment and they can grow vegetables, and their skills, a lot of them are carpenters, a lot of them are former professors, different professions. And then the ones that do have mental problems, then you can actually put them in a separate place to try to help them. And the second problem, or the solution, is that we need to find jobs that will increase as the salary goes up. We have so many wealthy people that are buying up properties, and they're not really caring about their fellow man. It's nothing wrong being wealthy, but it is wrong to walk out and not even see these people. They are human beings. How would you feel if you had a loved one that was on the street, no fault of their own, it's just the cost of living was high, or they had medical bills and they just couldn't afford it anymore? And a lot of people say, oh, they didn't manage their lives. No, they did manage their lives, because catastrophe could happen to any of us. A tornado can come, an earthquake, and cities are gone forever. And the people are on the streets because they don't make enough money to get themselves back to where they used to be. Every human being has a right to food, water, and shelter. It doesn't matter your race. It doesn't matter. We are called human beings. Homo sapien erectus. We are Homo sapiens. We are human beings. And it is okay for people to be well off. I am not talking about that. I'm talking about equal distribution where people are not living on the streets looking for food. Sometimes they go for days without eating. We need to take care of humanity while we have this time. If we don't get it right this time, there are going to be more and more people on the streets. And the officials are saying, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do is one, you incorporate cryptocurrency. One hand side handles all of the government funding, the issues at hand. You have the standalone where it helps the common people. And then you have this connected where they both can recirculate each other, where the people, American people, do not have to pay property tax. They do not have to pay civil tax, local municipality tax. Going to the petro, getting taxed for that. Going for clothing, you're getting taxed for that. You're getting taxed for this, you're taxed for that. You're taxed for everything. So that way, people will have that money to be able to get on their feet and have affordable housing. And also, we can have solar energy for everyone. And why do people have to pay a $50,000 or to lease it to have it on their home? Shouldn't it already be incorporated? We've got the supplies today. It makes no sense. 95% of America should be running by solar energy. That will also help our environment. I know a lot of people think it's a conspiracy theory that, nature is okay. It is nature. Things do change. But there are some things that we do to hurt nature. One, you take a chewing gum, you just throw it on the ground. Or you take a piece of paper, you just throw it on the ground and you think, oh, it's just going to dissolve. No, it's not going to dissolve. Look at India. There's piles and piles of trash. What could you do with that trash? Well, one, you could create solar energy from that. And you think, oh, you can, it's trash. There are ways. We have the tools. We have the technology. We have the resources. It's just people don't want to care. They say it's not my problem. As long as I have food on my table for my family, everything is fine. People that are homeless, who cares? But let me tell you, you are one paycheck away of being homeless. And I don't wish that on anyone. I'm not homeless, but I could end up being. Anyone can end up being homeless. No one is immune to it. But I'm not sitting here on my high horse. I do care about people. I'm not here to make these videos and just making fun of people. No, I'm not here to make anyone mad. I want us to become as one, meaning I am a human being. It doesn't matter if I'm a male or if I'm a female or whatever I am. I am a human being at the end of the day that needs food, water, and shelter. And I'm not talking about that they have to have yachts and they have to have all of these fancy things. No, the basic necessities of a human being, food, water, and shelter. How can you sleep at night? You're walking and you see homeless people. Yeah, you give them a meal here and there, but that's just a Band-Aid. These people are living on the streets wondering what is going to happen to them. Imagine that's your brother or that's your sister on the street. And God knows what's happening to them. Do you know that most of the places it's illegal to be homeless? And they can be arrested. Guess what? If they're arrested for being homeless, they got a record. They can't get a job. Or they're homeless, but they can't get jobs because they don't have a residence. So all of this could be eliminated if one, we put cryptocurrency in. Number two, all of the empty buildings that we have, turn them into sustainable energy by using solar energy. Recycling water, so the water can be recycled for taking showers. And the people who have all of their tech, they have all of the wealth of people that are living on the streets. A lot of them are professors. A lot of them are carpenters. A lot of them were firefighters, veterans. Can you imagine the people who fought for our country are living on the streets? And everybody says, oh, they're all druggies. Yes, there are some that are druggies, but they're still human beings. Don't they need to be helped? I know some people don't want help, but we have to try. I'm sorry if I'm sounding like I'm preaching. I'm not. I just have this passion in my heart. And when I see people homeless, it breaks my heart. I can only help so much. But we all take us together as human beings to try our best to get with our officials and get together and try to create a better place for all of us. Wouldn't it be nice that we could see people eating and happy instead of laying on the streets wondering, my God, where's my next meal coming? And everyone's saying, oh, they're lazy. This is America. They can get this and that. But because the cost of living, they can't. They can work. They're working 2 or 3 jobs, but they're living in their cars. They have their children. Can you imagine how that feels? All I'm saying is that we need affordable housing. We need to create positions for people that have equality and hope. And with automation, a lot of jobs are going away, and we have to retrain people. And people that are not able to work anymore, we help their money that they do have coming in, that they can still sustain food, water, and shelter, the basic necessities of life. And we have a scale according to that, and with cryptocurrency, that would help with a lot of issues that we're having in America. And you're wondering, well, why every day we see shootings? Why is it every day we see people fighting with the Democrats and the Republicans? Look at California, they're Democrats. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're human beings. We're Americans, and we should help one another. Now is the time for all of us to come together and heal and get rid of this anger of, well, she did this, he did that, or the government don't care. It is all of us. We are part of the government. We need to go to our local officials and talk to them and sit down and say, we need to find solutions to end homelessness. How can you sleep at night? Honestly, how can you sleep at night knowing, if you were a government official and you see all of these empty buildings? That's in California, that is in Georgia, that is in New York, the list goes on. Look at the United States. There's so many empty buildings. And think of how many homeless people could be living there and having a quality of life. You're rehabilitating them and giving them hope of the basic human necessities in life. By implementing cryptocurrency. Number 2, create affordable housing. Thank you for the time to listen to me. And I'm sorry if I sounded like I'm preaching. It's just that it breaks my heart to see so many people hurting. You don't believe me? You go to Invisible People on the YouTube channel. Day after day, more and more people are homeless. You can look on the news, on the YouTube channels, that the homelessness is escalating, not going down, it's going up. And if you think it's not, I'm sorry to tell you, you got your blinders on because you're scared. You're too busy in your life that, okay, I'm having a job, I'm okay today. But God forbid, you're in a car accident and your premiums go up, your medical premiums, and your copay doesn't cover the rest of your medical bill, you yourself could end up homeless because you don't make enough money to cover that. And number 2, God forbid you lose your job. What happens then? In Long Island, believe it or not, majority of the people that once had homes are now living in shelters, or they're going to sleep without food. This isn't America, I know. I see many years ago, we saw people eating. There was very few people homeless. But today, it's escalating. The middle class is totally disappearing. Please, if you have any passion, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please go to my Patreon. If you believe in my cause, even if it's $2 or $1 or whatever you can, go to my Patreon page and make a donation. And so we can try our best to all of us to work together to create solutions to what's happening to end homelessness as soon as possible. And go to your officials. Tell them that we have these empty buildings. Why don't we incorporate solar energy and create housing for them and have vegetables and all of these things beside the home, beside the building? If they're in cities, we can actually incorporate it around the building, where it'll be greenhouse, that's good for the environment, and they're giving them some hope. And then we're eating healthy fruits and vegetables. But if we don't act now, it's only going to get worse. Thank you for your time, for looking at this video. And just remember, be kind to one another, love one another, and it's okay and healthy to disagree, but it's not okay to hurt people with what you're against. But it's okay to tell them why. But don't say you're stupid, you're dumb. No, we have enough of hurt. Let's just be kind to one another. Our life is finite. We're only here for a certain time. And wouldn't it be nice to leave the world a better place when we're no longer here? To know that we have helped one human being, to know that they're not on the street, and that their loved ones are having prosperity of food, water, and shelter and hope. Thank you for this time. And again, the solution for homelessness is one, get with your local government and tell them, one, incorporate cryptocurrency, where on the one side, the IRS, the municipalities, all of that can get funding here. And this guy here is money to help people who getting jobs, creating jobs, entrepreneurial, the list goes on. And they link together. And then the IRS can take taxes and whatever needs to sustain America. And then the next solution is that all of the buildings that are empty, create a sustainable energy by putting solar energy, solar panels, recycled water, and create apartments and make it affordable for people that are living on the streets and help these people get off streets. In California and Los Angeles are 20,000 empty buildings. That's enough to cover at least majority of the population. And then the ones that are already in their homes but on the close of losing their homelessness is to go ahead and forgive them of the IRS and all whatever help issues, and so they can stay in their homes so they're not on the streets, and use it as a tax loss for that city. I know it's not going to be an easy task, but we can do it. We have to save humanity as best we can. And thank you very much. I love you all. Please be kind, do an act of kindness today. And thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Thank you.